crew and everything, which is like the big part of like the expense. But she is willing to, move some money in the budget around to vote for you to get the um, outfitted at least with whatever adventuring gear. So as long as you come back here, um, adventuring gear and um, within reason, but like whatever adventuring gear you want from the list of adventuring gear. Um, if you want, basically any armor, um, you can get for your character. Um, if you want a, non-magical armor, um, if you want like a +1 weapon, you can get that. Um, or you can get, so the weapon is like a +1 weapon or a magic item. Um, and we can talk about that. There's some that like I'm just like, boots of flying or, shit that's gonna like, be unbalanced or whatever. I'm gonna, you know, probably veto, but and this we can talk offline for. So um yeah, because I haven't made like a shopping list of, what they have, but um yeah, so that's you kind of nailed it. She believes this story. Um, she believes you don't know where the weapons are. Um, and I'll say like this includes the whole council. Um, but this is pretty big. So they like you even see like the um Elvish ambassador like look kind of impressed, and then um he's like whispering a message into a crystal of like telling people to look for this oracle, look into the Allfather, like you can tell like there's just interest now in this discovery of these ruins. So like all of them are probably trying to send like their own teams to scout this out. So, and probably maybe try to further excavate it. So, um, yeah, so she supports that vote. Henry Seward, of course, supports the vote. Um, the dwarf supports the vote, and you got the gnome to support the vote. The elf still votes against you, and the halfling votes against you. Um, but you do still get your license to be spectral pioneers. So after that, they move on to the next point of order. You guys are sort of ushered out of the room, and you're in a
Thank you for
waiting
your
room
time.
for a little bit, huh?
Thank you for your time.
um, and the gnomish, the one who's sort of managing or like running the meeting is like you are dismissed, and you go into a waiting room for a couple hours, and eventually Henry Seward comes out. He's like he's like, hey, great job, uh, Fjark, great job on your part. Do you is this the version that you're going to be going with him, or will you have told him the truth? I don't know that we talked about that.
I feel like we would tell him the truth because,
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
he took the pill, right?
he
Yeah, yeah,
took the
yeah,
pill, yeah, and
yeah,
he's been with us 1,000% of the way, So
yeah.
I feel like,
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll tell him the truth.
we would have told him.
Okay.
We
So
would
he's
have
Yeah,
like
told
he's
him
and
like
last night.
smart. He's like smart. Like don't want to play all your cards. So good job. You made a compelling case. So great. He's like, let me show you to. Well, you I think I showed you before, but you walk out of the big pyramid building. Um, and go to one of these buildings here. And it's like basically like a really well organized like just anything you can think of. Um, supplies, rope, packs, caltrops, ball bearings, all the shit in the adventuring gear. And um, then they have some other items. So if you have something in mind, you can. If not, then we can talk about it later. And we'll start the next session with those items. But
Yeah, I'm gonna need time at
I know
least.
what items I want.
How
okay.
many items do we get?
So you can get, like I said, you can get a +1 weapon, and you can get a common or uncommon item.
And if we skip the
If
+1 weapon, because I think I still have, unless Isaiah leaves the campaign, I think I still have the infused maul +1.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I would, I don't know. If you skip the +1 weapon, you skip the +1 weapon. It doesn't mean you get something more.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah, the magic items, I'll say uncommon or lower. Again, it's within reason. Um, if there is something that you really have your heart set on and it's like rare, I'll look at it. Um, I'm not gonna go higher than that, but if it seems reasonable, but like there's some stuff like giving you guys flight right now, like I don't want to, I don't want to fuck with that. At some point you'll have it and it'll be fine. But like for now, you know, while you're level 6 or whatever, um, you know,
So you said
uh,
any non-magic armor though too, correct?
yeah,
Okay. I wanted dragon scale mail
okay.
and insignia of claws.
Dragon scale mail, isn't that a magic item?
Is it? No, I thought it was normal armor. You said an armor and a magic item, right?
Also, as a druid, aren't you not allowed to wear
Dragon scale mail is made out of dragon scales, and thus
Yeah.
it's natural.
It's not.
That's why I wanted it.
Yeah, dragon scale mail is a very rare item, requires attunement. Made of scales of one kind of dragon. When wearing this item, you get +1 to AC. You have advantage on saving throws against frightful presence and breath weapon dragons. So,
Oh, oops.
There
yeah.
is something called serpent scale armor, which is uncommon, and it's 14 plus dex. No disadvantage on dex or in stealth checks. I don't know if that's better than the one you have, but
I think I just have normal leather.
What the hell is that?
I'll post it.
Serpent scale.
Oh, it's
Are
But I do
are
want.
are the armors
Candlekeep
plus
Mysteries.
1 too or no?
No, they're not.
They're not. Okay.
I
Oh,
think
that's from Candlekeep?
yeah.
Okay.
I think I want boots of striding and springing, and then if we're doing +1 weapons, is it +1 or uncommon weapon?
You can get an uncommon weapon if you want.
Okay. Well, I need to
Well,
think on
if you're
that.
getting the boots of striding and springing,
Yeah.
How do I tell if this is the 2024 one or not? Fucking shit, man.
It has it says let me see. No.
I think if you go to,
Is it modules, right?
if you click on the thing on the side,
it says
Yeah, I
D&D
got it.
Player's Handbook. Yeah.
yeah, it'll either say legacy or it'll say
Yeah.
whatchamacallit.
It won't say legacy.
Yeah.
What?
I don't even know what type of armor I can wear. Let's see.
See, I
Weapon.
thought I had bought special
Oh,
armor the last time I was here,
light armor. There you go. Okay.
but I don't show it in my end.
So you just want normal scale mail, but not made from metal.
Oh,
Is that basically what you're telling me?
I already have a.
Yes, the nicest scale mail they have, not made.
Yeah, you can just put scale mail in your inventory. I'll just, just say, like, we're just gonna flavor it that it's not metal. Just
Oh,
gonna do
wait.
Cool.
normal scale mail.
Oh no.
Because
Studded
I thought
leather.
the last time we came here, I bought, or I had to pay, like I paid gold, but I don't remember. It's not in my
I don't think we ever
inventory.
came here before.
I thought we had bought, like we had been able to go as provisional pioneers and buy
Oh, maybe.
certain
You were
things.
able to buy some stuff, yeah. I just don't remember you buying any armor.
I thought I paid 50 gold to buy armor, but I'm
I
not
don't.
showing it in
Yeah,
my inventory, so I don't remember.
you have leather armor.
So yeah, I have leather armor. So
Let's see
scale
what
mail
it
is
is.
probably better. So let's do that. And then insignia of claws is the magic item I want.
Where's just the plain scale mail, man? Insignia of claws.
Yeah.
Where are you looking at all these?
Where
On
are you
their
getting
items?
these, man?
I don't know. I found this one on the. I put it in the chat.
Yeah, I don't see that as a magic item in published materials that we use, but oh, that's in Horde of the Dragon Queen. Man, you
Where?
guys are getting some shit from like. Yeah, that's not it. That's not.
It said it's uncommon. I thought it was.
Yeah. No, it's just from a. It's just from an adventure. Like it's just from a specific adventure.
Oh, I see. So. Okay.
Oh, I see. Okay, so this is just gonna make your natural attacks as a thing better.
A wild shape. Yeah.
Wild shape. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing is like I just don't have that in the game, right?
Yeah.
Because
Okay. I see. I
I don't
see.
have that. It's from a published module that I don't have in Fantasy Grounds.
Right.
So I can't give it to you.
I see. Okay.
What do you have,
Um,
Nate? That's
You could add it to your inventory and then make a whole different like macro for melee attacks and add a +1 to it, I guess.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I could try to like, let me try. I can try to make it. I have the Dungeon Master's Guide. That's really what I was saying. Like they would have like whatever's in the Dungeon Master's Guide, like the magic items in there.
Yeah,
But
so
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
You know,
That's good.
if there's anything in any other like player materials too, like stuff that's for the players, so like Xanathars or Tashas or Mordenkainen's or I don't know, you know, there's some items in there. There's some items in the player's handbook, I think maybe. Um, maybe not. I don't know if it has magic items.
Did you get the new Master's Guide or no?
Yeah, I have the new Dungeon Master's Guide.
It's
So
in here.
that's what I'm
Okay.
going with. To the extent that there's a version, because you guys have 2024 characters. So to the extent that there are like multiple types of boots of striding and springing, then I'm giving you the one from the 2024,
Okay.
which I think I put in there.
I do not see it in my inventory.
Maybe I didn't.
Yeah, striding and springing, not leaping.
Good lord.
I don't know why I can't find the magic items here.
Yeah, it's in your inventory, Bear.
Oh, there it is. I see.
Um, doo-doo-doo.
Maybe I'll just get a rapier +1, cause
So rapier doesn't have the light property, if you remember.
oh, that's right. It has to be a light. You're right.
Did you
Oh,
say you wanted a weapon too, Chris?
I'm checking to see which weapons are available that are not +1. Um,
you're right. It has to be a light property. I'll figure it out this week. Um,
you know
I'll
what?
let you know.
If I can keep the +1 like infused maul, then I'll just do javelin of lightning. That seems fun.
Yeah, that's cool. When I put an item, I put the scale mail in.
Oh,
You just have
okay.
that one.
Cool, 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 cool.
Javelin of lightning.
The
Yes,
2024 one,
Dan,
if you can.
we're picking items.
Um,
You said that there has
Yeah.
to be uncommon magic items, right?
Yes.
Uncommon. Okay.
Sweet.
Yeah, Dan, this is you guys getting provisioned as the as Spectral Pioneers. Um, and you don't have to make your decision now. You can, you know, look through, but
Yeah, that's what I'm
you
gonna do.
know, it's mostly the Dungeon Master's Guide, stuff that's published and weird shit. Quinn, for that weapon, you posted it in the chat. Um, just try to
I'll
see
look
if
for
I can
something.
create that.
I'll look. Okay. It's like I can look for something else. I just thought that would be, it's uncommon. It
Yeah,
seems like
I like
something you
it.
might find lying around is like an insignia with a claw on it. that would, increase my unarmed attacks when I'm in wild shape. I still need to make a macro for that tattoo because I don't know how to do that yet. And I also need to make sure that my unarmed attacks are getting my proficiency bonus. When I'm in wild shape, because I attack usually using the stat block of the whatever animal I am.
Oh, that's hard to
Yeah.
add in.
So I have to add it in. So I wonder if I could make a way that when I wild shape, it's like a condition that changes my stat block. I don't know. Weird.
Oh, could be. Yeah, plus attack or something. I don't know. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
But I'll figure that out later. I'm okay just adding it up too.
Yeah, it's gonna take some time for me because I want to go through some scenarios that we've been in already and see, kind of weigh my options on what I could do. So definitely going with a light property weapon though, so I can use my offhand.
Actually, what the heck happened to my feet? They're not there.
Okay, I gave you the insignia of claws. I don't know that it does anything to you. Like I don't think it's programmed to like give you that +1 or anything.
And then Nate, can I spend um 200 golds to roll for a random wondrous item? The wondrous items are just like the random items, you know what I mean? They're not like it's not like equipment or anything like that, but
Yeah. Um, to roll for just 200 for one.
well, it's all I have. It's literally everything I have.
Um,
It's okay if you say no. I just
let me see what are the uncommons. Kind of want to see what's on the list here, you know?
yeah. I'm trying to find where it says wonder. Is
Ooh.
wondrous the right word?
Yeah. It's wondrous, like WONDROUS.
Ow.
Ah, there it is.
No, I mean I think some like most of those are kind of too much for 200 gold.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's some really good ones. I'm just looking at them now. Yeah.
Can't use this. Damn it.
Okay. If you guys want to hold off, or if you're still looking, let me know. But we can also keep things moving.
Yeah. I'll let you know throughout the week.
Okay.
I want to do some research.
Yep.
Is there a way?
Sure, Dan, that's fine as your magic item.
Is there a way to export my character sheet to a PDF?
I do not know.
Okay, it's okay. Not important.
Plate. Damn, dude. Okay. So properly provisioned and outfitted, you guys come out feeling like $1,000,000. And this is almost solely because Quentin got that 24 on his deception check. Because she was not gonna. It required a fairly high roll for her to actually vote to provision you guys. So yeah, it's time to leave. Where are you guys wanting to go next? You have a few options.
We do.
I think we're
Didn't
doing
we
dwarvy stuff.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
But it depends on what we want to do in the dwarf realm, because I think there's two options in the dwarf realm. There's one that's a heist,
Yeah.
and there's another one that's
White
it-
Plume Mountains and the Treasury Island.
yeah.
Female dwarves.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the White Plume Mountain is going to be kind of a dungeon crawl. And the other one, and that's for Quentin's item. For Dan's item, it's a heist on
Island of the females.
on the at like
Uh-huh.
the headquarters of the clan of females.
Uh-huh.
And if we want to get some, like, make our ship be able to fly, we need something from the dragon, which might be in the mountain. Am I remembering that correctly?
Yeah, the White Dragon is in the Elvish realm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where the ice room at. So maybe that's long-term goals. I don't know.
Yeah, we are level 6,
Yeah.
so dragon might be a bit much right now.
Yeah, and then I think the Isaiah's one. Well, and I don't know if he's
What's
like,
up, guys? Welcome back.
you know, I don't know what he's doing, but his was in the gnomish realm. So yeah, but so I think we're going to the dwarvish realm. So you guys get back to the ship. Allies there. And the two halflings that I had as sidekicks to potentially fill out the party when you guys are short, but then I've been forgetting to do it.
It's
Are
fine.
there? And
Bergstrom's there too.
oh yeah, Birdstrom's there. Your giant vulture, snow vulture, and you know he's just like sitting reading books. You know, there's a bunch of books in this study that like Nicolet has prepared on the ship, and he's perched over Um, he's got like the chair backwards so that the high part of the chair is like facing the desk so that he's like roosting on top of like the back of the chair, and he's sort of like pecking at the pages to turn the pages, you know. And he turns to you, Fark, and he's like, Fioc, I've discovered reading, and it is quite the joy.
I'm glad you've found joy in your new existence.
Did you know that you can store information in these symbols on the page? What a brilliant invention. My life
Yes,
before you
yeah.
so enlightened me with this erudite nature of mine is, you know, the only things I was thinking of was when next I could eat the delicious ambrosia of rotting meat. But now I can think of other things.
Maybe find new ways to get rotting meat
Well,
easier,
of
right?
course, that's always at the top of my mind, but now I can also reflect upon the mysteries of the universe.
And have you read anything interesting lately, Bergstrom?
Well, I'm reading the notes of this Mr. Nicolates. He's quite the mind.
Yeah, one of humanity's greatest minds.
Um, I do think he is one who might match or even exceed my intellect.
Well, has there been anything in the notes that you would like to discuss?
Um,
Striking.
he doesn't like he starts relaying some of the information. It's all information that you've like already gotten from him.
Ah, yes.
Nothing new.
Okay.
Um,
I
and yeah, what were you gonna say, Luke?
no, I just I'm laughing because I can't believe a giant bird has one of our most powerful magical items.
Look, I mean, to be honest, I think if
I
Alchemia
love it
is
so much.
gone, he's the smartest one in the group.
He is.
I
He's our
love
I
researcher.
want
it
him to.
so
I
much.
want him to learn magic.
You want Bergstrom to learn magic?
I want him to be able to cast a fireball with his head.
Oh my God. Um,
It's possible.
if I'm
Possible.
being totally honest, like now I need to make a stat block for Bergstrom.
I'm, I'm telling you, it's possible.
That
Oh
sounds
my
too awesome to pass up, man. Vulture power. Um, okay.
oh man, it's so good.
Um, yeah, so you guys begin to take off. You set course um for the Dwarvish realm. Um, oh, another piece of information now that you're officially Spectral Pioneers, um, you have access to a few new realms. So there's,
Oh,
of course, the realms um, uh, of the humans, which is locked down, the elves, the dwarves, the gnomes, the orcs that you've been to. Um, but there are a few other ones that, are sort of like being explored, have like sort of uh, more like colonies, in terms of like, um, it's sort of like the frontier um, of sort of less explored space. I won't say like totally unexplored, but like less explored areas. Um, and so there are coordinates to um, a few other realms, and you're read into the fact that there is actually a realm that is populated by um, uh, like new race of people that the council is sort of, like warns against like conflict with, but is also trying to see if like, there have been a few encounters with spectral pioneers in particular and them. And they seem to be sort of an imperialist type of society. They have like an emperor, and they have sort of different technologies, steam power, and they haven't figured out yet how to use the thaumic relays. So they don't have the capability to like navigate outside their own realm. Um, but their realm has been discovered to be rich in certain resources. So,
So the resource we need to make the anti-gravity.
yep.
Okay.
Yeah, would be there. So you have to find a way to get it. Yeah, so if you want to make an airship, that would be the way to go. Um, there is sort of a like established like kind of camp presence where they've been like people from the cauldron have been allowed to sort of hang. Um, and then this society exists, and I will say that mechanically the people of this realm are like goblins, hobgoblins, and bugbears.
Oh, okay. Um,
So
I also wanted to leave my schematics with Bergstrom. Since he's the
okay,
smartest of us, I want him
yeah,
to pour over them, and maybe he can be like our project manager slash engineer, since he's also a bird and knows how to fly.
yeah, that's
Uh,
cool.
and would
I'd
help
say
us as we try to build the airship.
yeah, Ally's on the ship too, and he's like a robot that not really
Yeah,
a
but we
robot,
want our
but
bird to build our airship.
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows more about flight than a bird?
Bird strong.
Yeah, he's like, well, I don't know about you, but I think the trick to flight is having light, hollow bones and downy feathers that provide lift.
Well, we can't make the ship hollow, otherwise it's too weak. But we can use this device to maybe make it lighter. But I'll leave the plans in your hands.
Um, yeah, he begins reviewing them. So, um, yeah. So, uh, that's some new information, but I think we'll head to the dwarf realm first.
Sounds good.
Um, so I guess my question is, would you guys rather do a dungeon crawl or a heist?
I think the hikes will be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm gonna abstain from voting this time.
Yeah, me too.
I like the idea of a dungeon crawl.
Okay.
Okay. Um,
Um,
all right.
I was
You
I was actually gonna vote dungeon crawl.
do it.
okay?
Dungeon crawl it
So
is
we'll
for
do
sure then. Yeah.
dungeon
Yeah,
crawl.
let's
Yeah.
go. Hell yeah.
Um,
The
all right.
caves of the White Plume Mountain.
So I need to prep that. So I think we're gonna stop here.
Okay.
Um, I know we haven't played for all that long, like an hour and almost 2 hours, but I need to do some prep on that one. So, um, anyways, I'm gonna reach out to Isaiah and see if he's okay, because yeah, he hasn't really been able to make it. I think he has like maybe made it 3 or 4 times since we started this campaign.
Yeah.
Um, so I just want to see if he's still checked in, and if not, um, I'm not gonna like kick him from the Discord or anything, but um, I might try to find somebody if you guys know of
Yeah.
anybody.
Life starts to
Um,
get busy, and I feel bad. Like if I miss a session and playing with two or even three sometimes isn't just as fun.
yeah,
As a DM, I always found like 5 players was a good healthy amount. That way, if you're down at least one person, you still have a pretty. You don't have to like fudge the numbers or the encounters that you had planned.
yeah, I agree. Like I think that five's a good number, because then yeah, if one person's out, I can still, without too much rebalancing of encounters, play with four. And especially because like usually I try to have like sidekick NPCs that can like sort of contribute a little bit. Um, in those cases where somebody's missing. Um, and you know, um, but yeah, I just think that it's been kind of tough to have like a consistent person out, and then when one of you guys is out, then it like we're down to three. You know.
Yeah,
Um,
Yeah.
and so it gives us a little less flexibility and stuff. So
and
I
I also like. I just want to say like we want to respect your time too because you're the DM. You're always here because there's no game that happens without you, Nate. So, in the prep and the time that you go into preparing, um, I always try to tell you if I can't make it, but sometimes with kids and what have you, it's just
yeah.
like last minute. I try not to do that because I respect your time and we do appreciate you as running this campaign for us.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
look,
we
I
do.
appreciate you guys coming, because we wouldn't have a game if there weren't players either. So, but yeah, I appreciate that, Dan. And look, I get it that life happens, and sometimes like you have to stay late at work, or yeah, you have you know, um, you know, childcare issues, or people get sick, or whatever. So, you know, I get it, and we all have you know times where we miss a game or whatever, but yeah, I mean, like, um, I just really haven't heard from Isaiah in a while. Um, he checks in here and there, but like he hasn't played. So I'm gonna check in on him and see how he's doing. And I get the sense maybe that he's just not vibing on the campaign, and that's fine. Um, this is my first time doing like a homebrew thing, but um, you know, um, I just want to find somebody else, I think, so that we can have like a smoother
Yeah.
uh, group. So
Yeah, I know some gamers and stuff that play in real life. Some kind of artistic, kind of cool people that are on our level for chill. I can ask them. They've asked me to play a couple different RPGs in person, and it's like Tuesday nights are not good for me, so that's when they play, and I'm like, I'm in the group, but I never show up for a game. I'm like, I'd like to, but Tuesdays are super busy for me. So, but maybe one of those guys can pop in and play with us. I can run it by them. It beats a random Reddit post where you never really know who's applying, right?
yeah,
That's so
no,
true.
that'd be cool. I mean, somebody who's kind of already been semi-vetted by somebody in the group, and if you think that they would fit the vibe of our group, then I'm happy to like meet with them and talk to them and tell them about the campaign setting. Because like I don't want anybody to like show up and roll up a character and not know what they're getting into. um, and if it's not their vibe or not their, so like I think we'd have a conversation first, but yeah, I'd like let me know, Dan, and if they're on Discord, then just message
I
me and we can talk. And yeah, if you guys have anybody else in mind too, like,
I have a friend who's a DM'd and played a lot. He's done a lot of homebrews himself.
okay,
Uh, he's pretty chill. Um, I might check with him if he'd be down. I know he already has a campaign he does on the weekends.
Yeah, I mean, a big
but
part too is if he's free on Thursday nights,
yeah,
at
that's why I'm
8
gonna
p.m.
check with
Eastern.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's 6 his time. Uh,
Yeah.
but I'll check if he would be interested because he's pretty chill and
Any chance
pretty
of getting
clever.
your other brother in and a brother reunion? Quentin and Nate.
Uh,
Um.
no.
No. Yeah.
He's definitely not
I
a
mean, there's
reunion
three
boy.
other brother. There's three other brothers, but I don't. Yeah, there's only one I think I would realistically ask, and I don't think he's gonna want to do it.
It's it. So like the problem is that two of them I think would not be consistent,
Yeah.
and then I think we're both thinking Eli, right?
Yeah.
But then I don't know if Eli would take it seriously. Also, Eli is kind of a spaz, so
Yeah.
yeah, just
Um.
gonna put.
I think they'd be fun to play with. I think all three of them would be fun to play with, but I think that yeah, um, the like Hunter and Weston wouldn't take it seriously, and they would, um, you know,
Maybe more of a
uh,
one shot with
yeah,
Nate and Quentin's family. That would be cool.
That
yeah.
would be
I've
awesome.
I've wanted to do that, but it's hard because there's a lot of big personalities, and you know, uh, it's yeah, it's cool, but they're we used to kind of do like we used to call it D&D, but um we used to just like it was just kind of like improv riffing. Eli used to do it. Do you remember that, Quinn?
Yes, yeah, we'd
It
go
was kind of
camping.
stupid, but yeah,
We go camping. We had nothing to do, and Eli was the dice because he's
yeah,
so unpredictable.
yeah. There were no dice. It was just like I want to do this thing, and be like, you do it or you don't. That's stupid. And he just like, yeah, it was kind of fun though. But anyways, guys, thanks for coming. See you guys next week. And we'll get to the dungeon crawl.
All right. GG's.
So
Nice. All right,
sweet.
take care,
GG's.
Thanks
everyone.
for
All right,
bringing
take
it.
it
Cheers.
easy.
Have a
Bye.
good one.
Yep.